Alright, hello everybody, and this is going to be a shoutcast between myself and the red Protoss player, Chen. I'm spawning in the top right corner of Steps of War as the blue Protoss. My primary race is Protoss because I find I'm much more powerful with it. I can adapt better, and I usually win 1v1s a lot more often with Protoss than any other race. I believe this is a platinum match because I'm platinum as Protoss and Chen is also platinum. So it's an even matchup, same races. We're going to see how the build orders differentiate, and we're going to see what works, because primarily right now I want to show you guys how a Protoss versus Protoss match looks like and how it goes. Like, at what time can you have something up compared to the other player doing a different build order, for example, and like what works against certain builds. So scouting is key, of course. I'm actually scouting my base to make sure there's no proxies. I'm actually quite good at making sure there's no proxies in my base. As for scouting the rest of the map, I can't say much, but I do make sure there are no proxies in my base at the beginning of the game. It's a good strategy, and it's a good way of not losing stupidly for no reason. So I see in his base he popped his gateway about the same time as mine. So he's going standard, I'm going standard. We're both around the same supply. And he's put down a second gateway. So right there, if I scout that, I know right away he's going to have a more heavy ground army, especially tier 1. So zealots, stalkers, sentries. So I myself respond by getting another gateway. So my priority right now is really to have a smaller army ready to defend my ramp so we can't get in easily, and also to get stalkers out quickly, because I find in Protoss vs Protoss, if you can micro the stalkers properly, you can get a very quick early advantage and take the game. So we have Chen here making a zealot, good base defense, and he's at 22 food getting his first assimilator. Mine's already up, I'm at the same food, but I have gas. And my cybernetics is down. He just put down another pylon, and no cybernetics as of yet. I myself have a zealot out, and I'm making 2 more for possibly some early aggression. I don't want him to steal my assimilator and stop my gas, so I get it down right away. People like to do all sorts of things to set their opponents off, to put them off their build order, to make them stressed out, and I try to avoid those things when I know they can come. So Chen right here is being smart. He has 3 zealots. He's ready to defend his base. He knows that early aggression could happen, and if it does happen, 3 zealots should be enough, and the fact that he's not making any more means that he has more minerals for other things, like the cybernetics he put down. Though it is a bit of a late cybernetics, but he's going to have a lot of gas once it comes up, and that's always good. I myself am low on gas, but I'm attacking. So we're going to see how good his zealot micro is. See how good both of our zealot micro is. Now, I'm trying not to get surrounded or pincered and get stuck behind these pylons here. He's trying to kind of lure me in, give himself more time, make these units. But right away I know I'm going for the pylons, I'm going to make something happen. I'm trying to supply block him. Little do I know that he has 42 supply, down to 38 now. But I have the military advantage. I have 2 stalkers in his base. His gateway is producing more, but this stalker is going to go down. And look at that, right as the stalker was going to come out. He could have had it, but the pylon went down. In his base, everything's still pretty normal. He's putting out another gateway, but his probe line has been affected. If we go to the income tab, we can see that I've gotten ahead now through this early aggression, and I've also made him lose a lot of units and buildings. when we go to the units lost tab, we can see the huge differential. And I continue on the aggression because I know I'm ahead, and every unit I have can get rid of more probes because he's pulled them off the line. And at this point, all I really care about is taking down more probes, putting him more behind in the economy, and maintain pumping units so that he can't get a bigger army than me. I'm also fast expanding because when you get the early aggression down and you can knock out a pylon or two and kill a bunch of their units and put them behind and on the defensive, it's really best to take that nexus as soon as possible, or that hatchery, or that command center. In fact, a thing I actually do with command centers, even though I'm not playing as Terran, is on Steps of War, it's always good to just float them down to these corners. No one ever checks them, and they have a big rock defending their ramp, and I don't know, it's pretty safe. You can just summon all your mules there and get rid of those patches quicker and maintain your natural and your mains line a lot longer, actually, because you're not wasting those 370 minerals that, or 270, excuse me, that the mule gives you. But anyways, enough with the Terran talk. Seems like my expo will go up. I now have 4 gateways and am making a robotics bay. He has enough of an army to keep me out of his base. I knew he would. I didn't think he would stop pumping because I could have just reattacked very early, but I had the economic advantage and I knew that I could just out macro him if I took advantage of it. So my minerals are pretty low right now. That's good. You always want to maintain low mineral counts. A big thing that I noticed in the tournament that I will be casting in the future, and you guys will see, and laugh at me all you want because I know it's a big mistake. I was terrible at spending my minerals efficiently and keeping them low. I had high mineral counts during several games where I could have just had a bigger army and not gotten, I don't know, eaten alive basically. So I'm pushing out here too. I have an immortal now because they just destroy stalkers, and I got the robo bay out quickly, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. And a battle is going on. All these sentries could be doing so much more. Guardian shield lowering all the range damage, anything, but they're going down, and the push is actually going to work. He's running to his base now, but I hardly have enough to do anything, and this isn't really my fight. Oh, the stalkers destroy the immortal, and the advantage for me is totally lost. But the fact still remains that his army was completely taken out. The units lost tab is becoming more even, but if we look at the economic tab in the income, we can see that I have 10 more probes than him. I'm producing 50% more minerals and almost double the gas. So that alone in a mirror matchup of the races